it's Dana of Got Joy Creations. Today I'm back to do my final holiday card. I can't believe the holidays are finally here and I get to spend the next couple days with my loved ones. But I wanted to show you a coffee inspired holiday card because we're going to give my husband a gift of free coffee for about 6 months. So I figured I would give it to him in a coffee related card. So let's get started. I went ahead and downloaded these free images during the Coffee Lovers blog hop last week, and I believe they were a free image from Verve Stamps. I'm also just going to bring in some Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. Even though this is not watercolor paper, I'm still going to be able to lay down this color as long as I don't put too much down. Okay, so let's get started. So like I said, this is going to be a really quick and easy card. So I'm going to start with my reds, and the reds I'm using are germanium red and then this carmine red. I'm going to start with my carmine red, and I'm just going to be coloring the outsides. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, so I'm going to color the little banner that's wrapping my coffee mug. And what I like to do is just start around the outside and then go back in and fill them with color. So I'm just going to add just around the outside of my leaves. And I'm going to go in with my darker color and kind of pull that out just a little bit. This way I know I'm not going to get a lot of bleed onto my next image. And then we're going to go back with the lighter one and blend that dark out. See how easy that was? And I'm not having to use too much of this because I don't want my paper, since it's not watercolor paper, I don't want my paper to pull or peel rather. So I'm just going to add a little bit around the edges and then flick back out. You see how easy that was? Let me bring this up a little bit closer. Super easy to do. Now if I want to add a little bit more shading, I can come back in again, go right across there. Again, I'm not adding too much color because I don't want to mess up my paper. All right, and you can now see a little bit of shadow around the leaves. Okay, so I'm going to start again on this one because we're going to cut these out. This is going to go around the outside of my leaves, just so I already have a little border there. I'm going to go back in with my darker color. Pull some of that out. And I'm not an expert at these. I've only been using them, I guess, a couple months now. I still have a load of practice to do because my niche, or what I have learned to do better on, is alcohol markers. So these are kind of new to me, but I really like them, and the colors that they have are gorgeous. I brought, I believe, the 36 pack. And then I've brought some singles. So again, I'm going to go back in with that darker color and just give my leaves a little bit of a shadow on my cup. All right, and that is done for the red. Now let's go ahead and skip over to the green. I'm going to start with my lighter green, which this is pale green, and then my next color is going to be light green. So I'm going to start with my pale green. And I'm going to go in, and I'm actually going to color my entire leaf here. I'm going to lay down a base color. Now this is how I actually do it when I am working on Copic markers. I like to lay down one base color and then go back in and start my shading. But for this, since it's so small, I'm only going to use the base color and then just put the darkness in the middle of the leaves. Again, I'm just going to lay down one base coat of this pale green. This is such a pretty green too, very light. And next I'm going to go back in just with the darker, and I'm just going to go down the middle, down that stem, and just darken that up. All right, I totally missed that I forgot to do my little so I'm just going to go ahead and just fill those in with my lighter color, my little berries. And then I'm just going to come back in with that darker and just add a little bit of the darker color. I'm not going to go heavy-handed with this. All right, Can you see that? Very easy to do. Now I do want to pick a color out of my 36 pack, and I just want to add a little bit of warmth to the cup itself. So I'm just going to grab the gray, and this one here is light gray. And I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow, not much. I'm just a little bit flicking in from the sides. Very, very lightly. I'm going to flick in from this side, just so I have a little bit of shadow on the sides. I don't want it to be too heavy-handed, so I'm doing very, very light flicks. Same thing on this one. Just going to lightly flick from the corners. And then in from this corner as well. Little light flicks. I just want to have a little bit of movement on the cup. And just right here, I'm just going to do one light line across the top. And that's going to be the coloring on our cups. We're not going to go any further than that. Next, what I'm going to do is go ahead and trim these out. I'm just going to fussy cut these. And I'm going to try to leave a white border all the way around. So to do this, I like to move the paper and not the scissors. I kind of just rotate my paper. You see that? I'm just rotating the paper. I'm not moving the scissors at all. And I'm just going to get me a nice white border. Try to be very even around it. Fussy cutting is not my expertise, but I do like doing it, especially when I have images that are digital that I might not have a die for. So again, as you can see, I'm moving the paper, not necessarily my scissors. So I'm going to cut that off there. Come back in, twist my paper again, and then come on down the side. Perfect, right? Really easy to do. Let me do this one real quick as well. So I'm just going to start from the side, twist my paper again. When I get close to the bottom, I just like to snip it off. I'm going to go around the base. Again, I'm twisting the paper, not my scissors. Come up the side. Twisting my paper. I'm going to snip that off. Come back in. Twist the paper. Twist the paper. Get to the end. So not too bad this time. Alrighty, and that's our next one. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and quickly put this card together. Let me zoom back out. Alright, I've already have a sentiment cut out with a die cut, and this one is from My Favorite Things, and it's the cross-stitched rectangle. And this sentiment was also a free download during the Coffee Block Hop. I'm just going to use a simple white card base. Bring this in and score this in half. Just going to grab my bone folder and my cutter so I get a crisp line there. Then all I have to do is run my bone folder down, crease my line. Like I said, this is going to be a really simple card, so I'm just grabbing in some cardstock. And I'm going to use this cardstock here, and this is from Lawn Fawn. I love, love, love this paper pack. Let me grab my glue gun, and we're just going to glue this panel down. This is going to be a really clean and simple card. My husband doesn't like a lot of fuss, so I try to, when I make cards for him, I try to make them pretty clean and simple. So we're just going to put that down on the side. And next I'm going to see where my sentiment's going to be. So I think maybe my sentiment could be there with my 2 coffee cups. But I think I also want to add a little bit of red. So I have a piece of scrap red here, and I'm just going to put some adhesive down the center, fold over that extra. I'm just going to add a little bit of red to my panel as well. See, I like just that little bit of pop of red. Next, I'm going to go ahead and grab some foam tape. And I'm actually going to cut this down the middle so I can get more use out of this one thing of foam tape, one piece of foam tape. Just that one there. Pop that right in the middle. We'll put this one here and pop that in the middle. See how much further you can make your foam tape work if you cut it down the center, especially if you have a wide foam tape. It's really, really easy to do. Take all of this off here. Pop that up. And next I'm going to come in with the adorable little coffee cups. Grab a little bit more foam tape. Cut that down the middle. Put that right on the back of that one. Just going to pop them up on the corners. And then the same for this one. And we'll pop that one that way. All right. So there we have it. A really simple card for last minute gift giving. I will see you guys soon. Go forth and have a fantastic day. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all. Bye-bye.